The Washington Nationals gave Washington, D.C. something to cheer about, unlike Donald Trump. Before all you political snarks hit my comments, I want to tell you one thing. I don't care. I don't care. Anyways, back to my intro. There were 7 runs scored today in the Game 1 of the NLDS. And while Ryan Braun was packing his bags to head to LA, Mr. Juan Soto was changing his plans. He is now on the golf course. This is your Major League Baseball postseason preview and prediction. Major League Baseball playoff and predictions. There are so many different things that are factoring here, but I feel like for the first time in a long time, the Major League Baseball is very predictable in the playoffs this year. And I think all of us that watch baseball can tell you that it does go through the American League. I think we all know this. The Yankees, who have been battling adversity all year through injuries, questionable starting pitching, and just the next man up mentality, are a favorite, as well as the Houston Astros, who have been neck and neck with them, and have a starting pitching staff that is probably created by God himself. And if you know anything about baseball, pitching wins World Series multiples. Pitching wins in the playoffs, kind of like a good goalie does in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's going to be the problem. The Yankees' kryptonite the last two playoffs was good pitching. Last year in the division series against the Red Sox, who we all knew in June they were going to fucking win the World Series, completely shut us out from doing anything. And then the year before, the Astros, we just couldn't hit really much off them. That was a great series, the ALCS, but we weren't hitting anything off of them. I would say the Yankees and your Astros are obviously your two favorites to win the World Series. I don't see anybody from the National League winning it. I just think that even if the Dodgers make it, which they're probably the National League favorite, I don't think they stand a chance against either us, me being a Yankees fan, or the Astros, whoever wins that, assuming that we were to beat Minnesota and Houston were to beat Tampa Bay. I would assume that the Yankees and Astros would be a hell of a series. It's going to be unbelievable. That's what people want to see, and that's what I think we're going to see. Assuming that is set in place, Yankees, Dodgers, Astros, Dodgers, whoever, the American League is going to win the World Series, and I'm almost positive on that. I know the Dodgers are favored to come out the National League, but Atlanta's in that mix too, but I don't know if they quite have enough. But anyway, as far as predictions goes, this is not going to be anywhere near as long as the NFL reviews or the NBA season previews, because this is just a couple series right now. We don't have, I'm not going to base it off of if, and, or but. We have to go based off what is set in stone right now and what is potentially going to come. So if you look at the American League, the Rays last night did pretty much dominate the Oakland A's, and I'm surprised because the A's are a much better team than the Rays, and they're not a team that I would want to play if I'm the Yankees, because they've had our number all season long. But for some reason, the Rays just had it. They ended up winning, I think, the American League wild card 5-1. So now they get the death sentence, or which is supposed to be a good thing, the sad, unfortunate events of traveling to Houston, Texas to take on the Houston Astros. And I don't know what their plan is against that pitching staff. And the thing is so lethal about the Astros, too, is that not only do they have the best pitching in the league, they have phenomenal offense, too. Where maybe their offense on paper is not as good as the Yankees, they have an offense that's very good, plus the best pitching staff. So that's what's going to make it very difficult. I mean, Justin Verlander, I know he's tailing off towards the end of his career, but he's just unbelievable type of things he does. And then that number 2 spot will probably be Garrett Cole, who, again, also unbelievable. And then that 3rd spot, I'm going to assume is going to be Zach Greinke. So those 3 guys, each and every one of them is a number one ace on any baseball team. So that's going to be extremely rough and tough for anybody that has to play that. I don't think Tampa Bay really stands a chance in this series. I would say the Astros are going to run right through them. They could make it interesting based on what I've seen so far in the playoffs already. There's potential for it to be interesting, but I don't see the Tampa Bay Rays. I definitely don't see them beating them. I don't think they're going to hit much. I think it's really bad. I think the A's would have matched up a lot better against the Houston Astros, just because I think they have a better lineup and they're just a better team overall. But a wild card game is one game, and a series is what's really tough because you can't just get that one win. You have to beat them multiple times. But the division series is best of 5. I do believe that they're still rolling with that rule of thumb this coming season, so that's even harder. I have the Astros winning. I think we all have the Astros winning. I think this is going to be dominating. I don't want to say a sweep. Give Tampa Bay the benefit of the doubt, but since it's a best of 5 series, I'm going to go with the Astros 3-0 here. I think they're going to run right through them, especially with those 3 starters. Tampa Bay has one game at home, but that doesn't even count because they are the worst stadium in baseball. And I don't see the Rays. I don't think they definitely don't have enough, and I just don't think that their lineup is well equipped to face a pitching staff like that. So I think it's going to be dominating, and the Astros are going to advance to ALCS. And they're going to sweep the Rays in the first round. Now, the other side is very difficult. The Yankees, I'm going to put the biasness of my fandom aside, are going to host the Twins. And generally speaking, our track record against the Twins has been dominating, and we have ripped them in the playoffs. We've ripped them during the season. And that's what scares me, is that eventually, at some point, the team that keeps getting their ass beat is going to break through. And I really hope that it's not this time, because this Yankees team, to me, this is one of those years, it's World Series or bust. If you lose to the Astros, I can live with it, but to me, it's World Series or bust. Based on everything we've overcome this year, the whole entire year as a whole, this has got to be it. So, I think we're going to beat the Twins, but I think it's going to be an interesting series. I can see the Twins taking this first game. We're definitely not going to 2-0 us, but the Twins are a good team, and I think that if they were in the National League, they could even make it up to the World Series. But the American League is so competitive and so difficult that they're going to have a tough time. So I think the Yankees are going to come through the Twins. It's going to be a little bit exciting. I think the Yankees are going to beat them 3-1. So that they're not going to push us to 5. But we're definitely not going to sweep them. So I'm going to say the Yankees advance to the ALCS to take on the Astros. And that is the American League. The National League, there's already been one game in the NLDS. The Cardinals and the Braves game 1 today, and holy shit, there were 7 runs scored in the 9th inning. So a team blew a lead in the 9th inning, and they almost blew the bottom of the lead as well. So the Cardinals didn't win the first game, but I still have Atlanta winning this series. They're a much better team. I know St. Louis is in the playoffs every year. Like the Spurs, they could have a bag of chips on their fucking team and still make it because they have a system that's set to win. Braves will probably take this series. I'm going with Braves in... I think this could be a really competitive series despite everything, but I'm going to go with the Braves in 6. They're going to go on to the National League Championship Series, and then that leads me to the game that's on now, the Dodgers and Nationals. Nationals are a very underdog team, but they do not belong with the Dodgers. I'm going to go with the Dodgers. Check that on the last one. It's a 5-game series. The Braves are going to win. The Braves and Cardinals is going to go to 5 games. It's going to go to 5 games. It's going to go the distance, but the Braves are going to take it. And the Dodgers and Nationals is going to go, I want to say, I'm going to say 4 games. 3-1 Dodgers. That's my prediction. It's going to be Dodgers, Braves in the NLCS. The ALCS can be Yankees, Astros. In the NLCS, the Dodgers are going to beat the Braves 6 games. Dodgers are going to advance to the World Series. The Yankees are playing the Astros. The Yankees are going to beat the Astros in 7 games. It's going to be an absolute series of a lifetime. And the Yankees are going to play the Dodgers, and the Yankees are going to beat the Dodgers in 6 games, and the Yankees are going to win the World Series. That's all I have for these predictions. It's kind of short, but I'll be doing more baseball along the way, a little bit more exciting. I was trying to upload this a little bit later at night, but that's really it. Thank you for watching, and go Yankees.